Video tutorial on how to review attempts in your new Moodle quizzes. Okay, so we're going to start with this Moodle page that it looks very similar to the one that you have. And the first thing would be locating your quiz. So I'm going to go to quiz 1 and I'm going to click on it. And obviously you'll do this with any quizzes that you have. You get the general settings of the quiz, you know, the 50 minutes, one attempt allowed, and when it opens and when it closes, and you'll see a link that says the number of attempts on that quiz. So that means a number of times the quiz has been taken by students. Since this is a only one attempt quiz, then you'll get the 3 is the number of students who have done the quiz. If this was a quiz with unlimited number of attempts, then you know a student can do it more than once, but since they're only allowed to do it once, it's only 3. Okay, so now when do you have to do this? You could wait until the quiz is closed to review your attempts, but you can do it before. Okay, that's completely fine. I'll tell you what I do when I have a quiz open for a whole day. Instead of waiting to the end when the quiz is closed to review attempts, I may check the attempts once per day. So I do only the ones that every day they've done. That way students will get their feedback and their grade. They can get it closer to when they have finished it, and that reduces the anxiety. But I mean, it's your prerogative. You could wait until the quiz is closes, and then just know that you will have to review all of the attempts on the same day. Okay, so what you're going to do now is click on that link to the number of attempts, and what you will get is this grid that has the names of the students who have attempted the quiz. You can see obviously their emails. You'll see the state. So if someone is taking the quiz as I'm reviewing this, it will say in progress here or something like it marks it that it's not completed. But if it says finished, it means that they have already finished the attempt and it's closed. So it's okay to review it now. You also see how long it took the student to take the quiz, and that's a very important bit of information for us to review if we've given them too much time or too little time. So we'll figure that out. And then you get the grade that Moodle calculated automatically. Now, for all the questions that are multiple choice, Moodle is very good at grading, so you don't have to really check those grades. But for anything that is open-ended, Moodle has a finite number of possible answers. And unfortunately, if you add an extra space, or if someone used a period, but Moodle didn't foresee a period being used, it's going to say that the answer is wrong. Or for example, we have a type of exercise where you have a sentence and there's a bit of it, maybe the verb is not conjugated properly, and the student is asked to conjugate it correctly. If the student, if Moodle is set up to expect only to write that verb correctly, but the student writes the whole sentence, Moodle is going to give it as an incorrect answer, even though it's a correct one. Okay, and those are the items that you have to correct. You have to review and override Moodle's mark. Okay, so we're going to see about that. So then, after telling you the grades, the general grades, it also tells you the broken down questions or items, and you can see which ones are incorrect. They have the red mark. Which ones are correct, and you can see the number of points for that specific item. And the ones that have a yellow check mark, are partially correct. So even if I hover there, okay, so in this case, for example, out of 2.5 points, the student got 75.75 or 1.50, etc. Okay, I could review a specific question if I just click on them, but what I want to do is I want to review the whole attempt. Okay, so what I'm going to do for each student is, for each one of them, I need to click on review attempt. I've already reviewed Ali's attempt, so I'm going to go and review Gabby's. So I click there, okay, and then I get basically the whole quiz that is color coded, so I can see the number of question, and when it's in yellow, that means that parts of that question were correct. It was partially correct, the red was incorrect, and whatever is green is correct. So I can go through it. Now, again, all these questions were multiple choice or true and false, things that are easy for Moodle to check. So you really don't have to go too much into this. But if you're just a little bit curious, you can hover over the X and it can tell you what the correct answer was. Okay, if you need to remember what it was, but obviously, I mean, you can read it and use your logic. And after each question, you get a response history where you can see the time where that the quiz was started, the time when the answer was saved, okay, and when the attempt was finished. Okay, and so anything else that happens to each one of the questions is going to keep a log of them. So for example, if you change the grade, if you overwrite the mark, you're going to get another log telling when exactly you made that change. Okay, so what I'm going to go is I'm going to go to, for example, in this case we have a question here, and it has some blanks where the student had to type. So in this case, Gabby's answer was the best place is the city walls. Okay, and the correct answer was the city walls. So, you know, it's not grammatically perfect, but I can see that the student got the answer there. This was reading comprehension one. So I want to override this one. I say that this is a correct answer. Okay, then I'm going to check this one. Yeah, it's another correct answer. And this one, she said, his favorite place so far, I only arrived 3 days ago, is the fountain next to the tallest tower in the world. Okay, so she has 3 answers that are correct, and Moodle gave them as wrong. So what you do to override is you click here, make comment or override mark. Okay, it is going to open this little, there you go, this little pop-up screen, and I'm going to have a space for a comment, and I'm going to have this bit where it says mark, and it has, so far it had 6 out of 10. Okay, so 6 correct answers, 1 2 3 4 5 6, but I want to add 7 8 9. Okay, so I'm going to say that only 1 answer was really incorrect. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to change that 6 for a 9. That's overriding the mark. But then it's important that you write what your evidence is, or you specify which one is the answer that was correct. So I'm going to say answers 2, 3 and 5. 3 and 5. Oh, didn't mean to do that. There you go. Are correct. Okay. After doing that, you have to save it. Okay, it has that little dialog went away, and now this has been refreshed. If you notice now, it has my comment. Okay, and also the mark has changed. It's no longer 6 points of 10, it's 9 points of 10. Okay, and remember what I was saying about the response history? So now the last thing we had before was attempt finished. Now we have a new thing with the time, and it says manually graded 9 with comment, answers 2, 3, and 5 are correct. Okay, and since not all of them were correct, it's partially correct. Okay. Okay, so now, for example, in this one, we have number 3. The ball is side the box. That's obviously incorrect. It's next to, so I don't do anything there. The ball is front. It should have been in front of the box. The ball is back there. Here, it should have been behind. Now, here maybe I'm not going to override the mark, but maybe I want to give a little feedback. I can use that same option, okay? And I can say, okay, for example, maybe this one, front. It should be in front of. You can say, you were so close with number 4. It should be in front of. Okay? And I'm not going to change the grade, but I'm still going to save it. Okay? Now I have that little comment there. Okay? So you need to do that with the rest of the quiz. So now I have another one where it's an open-ended question. It says, using both and neither. Correct one mistake in each sentence by typing in the correct word. Write just the answer. Okay, this is the type of item where the student tends to like not pay attention to that little thing and write the whole thing, but we still have to check it to replace the wrong one. Neither of my parents travels much. Okay, this one, the sentence said, neither of my parent travels much. Okay, so obviously the mistake is that this word is singular, but it should be plural. Okay, so this one is obviously wrong. We can choose to write a comment to say it was parents, but in this case, nothing has to be overridden. Okay. But in this case, for example, okay, this is correct. The answer was is, though the student chose to write the whole sentence. So I need to overwrite this one. I click on it, I give it a point, and I say, you are correct. Save it. Okay, and that's done. Okay, and then the rest, it's done. I think I'm ready to finish the review. So now I have reviewed the whole thing. I think that's good now, so I'm going to do a finish review. Okay, and now I'm going to go back into it. I need to see that grid we saw at the beginning. I click on the attempts again. Okay, and now I see the grade did go up. There's another way where we can override grades. That's if you want to add another possible answer to one of the questions, but you're not going to be doing that. But in any case, this is still this is a step that we need to do. When you finish reviewing an attempt, you should always click on the select box for that student and do regrade selected attempts. Okay, that basically what it is saying to Moodle to do it again, obviously ignoring your overridden marks, but that just makes us know that for sure that attempt has been graded. So there you go, we have that grade. And so now I would have to go and do it again with the other, with the next student, which is Ale. Okay, I'm not gonna do it, but that basically is what you have to do. So now what I'm going to ask you to do is you are going to be instructed to do a number or a couple of quizzes as a student, because we want you to have the experience that your students will have. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have you be set up in pairs or in trios, and we'll have you answer each other's quizzes. You're going to have to add your workshop mates as students in your classes, and each other are going to be answering each other's quizzes, and then you'll get practice reviewing the attempts of your fellow teachers. Okay, I'm going to be there, so I'm going to be helping you with everything, and obviously you can repeat this video tutorial as many times as you want, and you can keep it at hand as your guide when it's time for you to review your attempts. But that's basically what it is, and I'm sure you are all going to do very, very well. Okay, have a good day. Bye.